Good evening. Welcome to Paul's Take, and this is my take on who is controlling the world, the conspiracy theory. Because I know, I figured it out in the shower. It was a crazy day today. So I started off going to work, and then I got a call from the wife saying the AC went out. We're in the South. So when the AC goes out in the South, it's a major conflict, a major problem. Not like in California. You're like, whatever, open the window. No, here, the AC goes out, you're going to die. So had to get off home, go home early, and save the day. So what happened? This is not conspiracy, but, there's nobody on yet. So what the heck? We'll talk about my day. It was swell, except for the AC going out. And, of course, AC, it's terrifying. Oh, my gosh, how expensive could that be? But I put on my MacGyver hat and went to work, and I figured out the problem. So the problem was, okay, so we have this AC unit. It's in the attic. It sits on a pan. And the pan is there in case it leaks, basically. And then there's a little sensor thing that will let you know when it gets too high, it'll shut off the AC. So that's what happened. It started leaking. The pan filled up. It's a big pan. It almost filled up the whole. It almost filled up the whole way to the top. Just a little more, and it would have been sort of leaking in the attic, coming down all the way down the stairs and destroying the ceiling. So, luckily, at least the shutoff valve worked. That's a good thing. So, what was causing it to leak? Well, it turned out there's a pipe that connects to the AC unit, and when it overflows, if it doesn't like go down to the outside of the house like it's supposed to, it'll back up and fall into the pan. That's what the pan is for. So anyhow, I couldn't figure out how to clean the drain yet. I looked online, and it says you got to go outside with a wet vac, stuff it in the exit pipe, and suck it out. In case your AC unit goes out, now you know how to unclog it. A little cranberry juice. It's good for your insides. Okay, so now let's talk conspiracy. Dum, dum, dum. So, if you're like me, you wonder, well, let's go back a little bit. It must be nice. There's so many people in the world that just see the world as it appears. It's like whatever image is out there, that's what they believe. They believe that there's nothing behind the scenes. Everything is just on the surface. There's no master plan. There's no conspiracy. There's nobody behind the curtain. Nobody pulling the strings. Everything is all for the goodness of mankind, and everybody has our best interest in heart. But unfortunately, the truth is that is not the truth. That's not the fact. The fact is there are people behind the scenes that are trying to control everything, trying to control what you think, trying to control what you do, trying to control the whole world as we know it. And they're trying to shape the world into their ideal, their utopia. It's not our utopia, it's theirs. So, who are these people? Is it the Masons? Is it the Illuminati? Is it the World Banks? Is it aliens? Well, I have a theory. I believe it's all of the above. Maybe. I don't know. It's a theory. So, where's my theory thing? Okay, so I actually read a book. I don't know if I should disclose this information. I mean, I'm not an Illuminati, right? I'm not. I'm just me. But I did order a book about an Illuminati book. And they claim that they are the power behind the scenes. Supposedly, they infiltrated the Masons, right? Supposedly, they control everything. That was the book I read. I wonder where it is, anyways. Let me get my book. I think I hid it somewhere so nobody could find it. But it was pretty deep. It tried to say that they weren't evil in nature, that they were into it for the goodness of mankind, the betterment of mankind. That they had like a, I should have pulled the book out. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But it was basically like saying their whole goal was to preserve life, to keep life going. Every life was important, and for everybody. So it didn't seem sinister on the surface, but I don't think that book was the book for the higher level. I think that was like the little worker bee book, the low level introduction book. But it was a little creepy though. It was, I gotta admit. I have to pull that book out. That was interesting. They did mention that they don't like killers. If you were Illuminati, if you sign up, they wouldn't kill you if you didn't concede to them or obeyed them. They would use different strategies. They're not going to kill you, but they would embarrass you. They would they would obtain information from you. They would obtain like pictures and all these things that they could basically blackmail you with, and that's how they controlled you, with blackmail. It says it right in the book. I'm not making this up. That's what it says. Now, granted, supposedly there's a lot of different people or groups pretending to be Illuminati, and this one, I gotta believe this one was pretty well funded because it had a really good book. It did. And then if you had to go to their website, they have all these products. You can buy the little Illuminati symbol stuff and posters and plaques and all this stuff. So they seem pretty legit in a sense. It seemed like they were the Illuminati, right? So it was kind of, the creepy thing was that they believed that the people in charge of Illuminati were like super intelligent. They're just super smart people, right? And that you should follow them because they're so smart. They're so advanced. They're so smart that, and they're there for you, for the betterment of mankind, to like bring apart a world. I think they even said it, that their whole goal was to control the world. I think it's in the book, I'm pretty sure. To control the world. And they were already controlled. They had power over like the presidents, different world leaders. I'm not sure for all of them, but I think that was the goal, to have power over all the leaders. And I gotta believe that Epstein guy, that's the guy that killed himself, right? That he was hugely a part of this, because he was inviting all these world leaders, most powerful people in the world, all these people in the media, onto their island, onto their secret island. And they would have these crazy parties with these young girls. They would do all these orgies and sex stuff or whatever, all these horrible things, allegedly. I don't know. But supposedly is the case. So he must be like way up there, because if he's inviting these people here to this island, basically tell them the secret, maybe they had to like do stuff that was creepy to get the power. It's like, my understanding is this as well. It wasn't just the fact that, like, if you wanted to be powerful, or if you wanted to be like famous, then you'd actually have to freely do stuff that would destroy your reputation. That would destroy it. I mean, if it came out, it would just be, it'd be horrible. And you do it as like a token of not so much respect, loyalty. It's like a sign of loyalty. That look, I'm going to do this thing that would discriminate me completely. It would destroy my reputation. But you have it. Now, because I gave this to you, the deal is you would make me famous, make me a politician, or make me a world leader. They had that power. And they controlled you because they have this sensitive information, sensitive video information that you freely gave to them. So it wasn't like they didn't necessarily sneak it from you. You're willing to do this. So that was the way they controlled people. Everybody was your pawn because you had no choice in the matter. Could you imagine if you were on that island and you all kinds of weird stuff and you got videos of it? But I guess my question is this. Now, I know they're not putting much media attention to this, but does it mean that if they had caught Epstein and basically figured out the plot, they went in there and they got all this information, they got this girlfriend, she's supposed to reveal everything, or maybe she won't, but does that mean that that power sector no longer exists? Is Illuminati dead now? Or did they just move over and have a slide? Be sneaky. Probably. Maybe that was just like one of their, like the Illuminati say, they got the Illuminati on the hill, right? They get this power. It's called the central location, the main base, the hub, the main office. And that island was just one of their little areas of they do things with. So maybe that one got exposed. But they're like, okay, we'll cut it off. We'll just do plan. We still got 5 other places that we can use. I mean, after all, think about this. For all the things that's going on in the world today, we're all freaking out about this coronavirus. And then we nitpick over every little thing that Trump does. And we're going to nitpick over everything that Biden's going to do. But really, the elephant in the room are these sex trafficking, girl trafficking, what do they call it, sex trafficking? Nobody's really paying much attention to that. And it's saying that the numbers are crazy high. It's ridiculous. All the people that are missing, used for sex slaves. That's a major concern. But do you hear them talking about it? That's like the worst thing that's going on right now. It's like thousands of girls go missing like every year. But you don't hear anything about it. That should be the number one story. That should be our number one priority, to handle that. Look that up, figure that out. But no, they're not doing that. They focus on other little stupid things. So anyways, maybe it is the Illuminati. One thing that was interesting in the book, I don't think it's a secret. I'm not Illuminati anyways. I'm not a pawn. Nobody owns me. And I will not commit suicide. If they say I committed suicide, I was killed. I was not. I would never. I have way too much fun in this life. So, listen. So they were saying, I forgot what they were saying. Oh yeah, interesting thing they were saying was that, okay, so they have the public, right? Hey, we're public, we're the little pawns, we're the little buyers. We're the little worker bees. We buy stuff, we work, make the economy work. So we have our phones. So just take a phone for example. We have this level of technology for us, for the people. This computer, this microphone, it's the level of technology for us, right? But then there's like military grade. And I forgot the numbers. I believe military grade was like maybe 7 years advanced, more advanced than everything else. Maybe more than that. We'll say 10 years. It's a nice round number. 10 years. So then there's just military technology, which is further advanced in our little iPhone 11. Okay, because obviously the military's got to have at least a one up on us, right? One up on everybody. They got to have the stuff. Be able to like read our cell phones from 2,000 miles in space or something. Well, that's kind of far. But anyways, you get the point. Okay, so supposedly the military is at, say, 10 years more advanced than the population. They might be more, though. But anyways, an example. Well, supposedly the Illuminati is even more advanced in the military. So they might be another 10 or 20 years past the military technology. Like nearly like alien technology or something. So like the greatest minds that can hack, trace the military, they have it. And then, of course, we're left with junk. Like they can totally zap my computer, probably melt my brain or something. So who knows what they can do. But I'm too little. Nobody cares about me. So I'm probably fine for now. Maybe down the road, they might be like, hey, who's that guy over there with that channel, that program that's really, really awesome? Awesome. Okay, so maybe it's them. Maybe it is Illuminati that's controlling presidents. Now, I actually believe, and let me see if you agree or not, I don't think Trump is part of this Illuminati inner circle thing. I mean, he could be. I mean, he is very super successful. He's got to know everybody. But the reason why I don't think he is because I have never seen the media, the Democrats, even the Republicans, don't like him. They're trying to get rid of him. I've never seen like a organized attack on a president that's so aggressive. They always do, but this one is so aggressive. It's like he wasn't there. He wasn't planned. Like they totally thought that Hillary was. You know, Hillary is way in the inner circle. She might be the circle. The Clintons, they could be the center of the grand poobah of the Illuminati. I would not be surprised 1 second. They are up there. I'm telling you. The CNN is the Clinton News Network. So I think they're way up there. Like all the people that are close to Clinton commit suicide. Well, I don't know Clintons. Ironically, though, I actually thought Bill was like the best president that we've ever had. Yeah, I like Trump too, though. But if Trump had Clinton's smoothness, his way of speaking, his level of like just convincing people, I did not have sex with that woman. I believed him. He was like, yeah, I believe him. He was smooth. He was smooth as glass. Trump is on the far other end of that spectrum. Not smooth at all. But he's a smart guy. So I don't think I don't know. He probably is, but it doesn't seem that way. I'll tell you one thing, though, that makes me wonder that or makes me believe that the president has to answer to somebody. There was when he first became president, when Trump first became president, they announced, or they were talking on the news how he was going to some meeting. It was like a meeting that explained things, right? It was like he was getting the inside scoop from like the CIA or something. The president stuff. It was like his first meeting after he became president. And I remember, you know how outgoing and charismatic Trump is, cocky. They had an interview of him, because they're always doing interviews of Trump. He came out of that meeting, and I swear, I wish I had the clip. I could find it maybe, but I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to look. But he came out of that meeting. He looked pale. Like, he looked like you're like basically scared, or just like somebody just took the air out of him, all the flame, the everything, and he was like a deer in the headlights. You never see Trump that way. He's always just like so cocky. But this time, he just looked like he just came out of this meeting and he looked like he was deeply affected by whatever was told to him in that meeting. Like, oh crap, what in the world? What do you mean I'm not in charge? What do you mean I have boundaries? I have things to follow. What do you mean you're in charge? What do you mean that they're in charge? It was quite disturbing. It's very interesting. And also, most presidents, I don't think Trump, but most presidents will gloat about when they go in office, they're going to find out about this alien thing, like the truth about the aliens. They're always curious. I mean, they're smart people. They're curious. What's going on with the aliens? Are they out there? And then they go in office, and then they have interviews, and they're like, hey, would you ever find out about those aliens? And they're like, they don't know. So the question is, do they really not know? Is it really like above their pay grade? Is it above them? Or they're told they got to keep it a secret or else they would chop off their webbles. Maybe. What do I think? I don't think they know. I think it's above their pay grade. I think I even heard that the head of the CIA, which was George Bush, the first one, they know everything. They know. And I think I heard somewhere, I was told personally, that if they admit that the president doesn't have the clearance for that. For some reason, the head of the CIA does, but the president does not. So does that make you wonder, like, well, who's in charge? Is it the president or the CIA? That makes you wonder. Kind of crazy. So, Illuminati. I wonder. All the stuff going on right now. It's like you hear things that they control the weather, they can control. They have all this power. Are they controlling? Like, did they do the COVID-19? Was that part of the government leak out or the Illuminati? I kind of want to believe it is. I kind of want to believe whoever's in charge, this was no accident. This was no coincidence. It happened on a election year. This happened on a time where it could destroy the economy that was doing so well. And it would probably continue to do so well, except for the coronavirus to jack it all up. Destroyed all the good jobs. The job numbers were doing great. Economy was doing great. And then it comes out on an election year. Here's what I heard. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is conspiracy day, so let's do conspiracies. I heard that coronavirus was actually created, listen to this, in North Carolina at the UNC Chapel Hill. That it was created there, UNC Chapel Hill. And the guy then took it to China. I guess he worked for both. He worked in, I don't know if he was a researcher in UNC Chapel Hill, and then he went to China. That's how it got released somehow, magically. But the other thing I found very interesting was the fact that, okay, it was supposedly, allegedly originated in UNC Chapel Hill. And then, supposedly, Trump, it's not supposedly, this actually happened. Trump came back to North Carolina, to Mooresville, I know this for a fact, to visit a company. I want to say it was Fuji, like Fujifilm. Yeah, I don't know. This makes sense to me. Apparently, Fujifilm also does medication stuff. So, anyhow, so he came because this company, I believe it was Fuji, was creating what do you call it, vaccine. So they were creating a vaccine. So he came over, did this whole thing, he toured the place, talked to people, told them what a great job they were doing, how exciting that they're going to have all these vaccines ready. Well, Morrisville is literally, let's see here, maybe 15 miles from UNC Chapel Hill. Maybe 10, 15 miles. It's down the street. Out of the whole places in the world, for first you hear that it came from UNC Chapel Hill. Look it up. I mean, don't go by me. That's what I heard. And then the cure is only 10 miles away. I mean, it could have been anywhere in the planet. It could have been in California. It could have been in New York. It could have been in Texas. It could have been anywhere. It could have been in Canada, Mexico. Russia says they have one now. But it was literally 10 miles or so away from the place where supposedly it originated. I find that very weird coincidence. Very strange. So I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that it was some guy in the inner circle, or somebody was told, somebody was paid to create this thing, to release it, to shock the world, to give the world a kick in the butt, a jump start on this new world order. So that's the thing. Okay, I think I forgot about this part of the whole thing. We only have 4 minutes left of my show, but I think here's the thing. They want a new world order where there is one leader of the whole world. One government, basically. One main government. One central location. One central government. And of course you have the United States, you have China, Russia, Europe, also. But they all answer to one. The pinnacle. What I'm talking about. They answer that one. So there's got to be a top. There's got to be somebody in charge of this planet. As of right now, there's nobody in charge. Of this planet. It's nobody in charge. So in all those movies where aliens come to Earth, they say, take me to your leader. And we don't have a leader. We have the United States. We have all the different countries. We're like the United States is the last superpower, supposedly. But we don't have one central, there's no leader of this planet. And I think that is the ultimate goal, is to get us to have one leader of the planet. And I think the whole planet is, for the most part, down with that. They understand it. And I think, really, that all these I call them superpowers, but these big countries are jockeying to be the leader. Like Russia, I'm sure, would love to be the leader. And China actually said that they predict they're on a planned trajectory to be the leaders of the whole world, to run the world in, I want to say it was about 20 years from now. 20, 25 years from now. I read that somewhere. That's what I read. I don't know if it's true or not. But supposedly China has like a 20-year plan. They're going to be the rulers, the leaders of the world. All right. So, and of course, I'm sure the United States would love to be that leader. But I also heard that the world doesn't want the United States to be the leader. The world as a whole does not want us to be the leader. They want it to be over there in the Europe or Asia area. We're way over here in the United States. I don't really think they think of us as part of the world community as much as we'd like to think. All right. Well, that's my take. That's my show on world leaders. Who is in charge? Thanks for watching Paul's Take. Let me know what you think, because I'm curious what you think. Are we in charge? Are we? Is it the aliens? I didn't get to the aliens yet. the alien part of the whole show. But you know what? This is fun. I like this conspiracy thing. Maybe we'll do just conspiracies every night. I don't think I'm that creative though. But maybe that could be like kind of like the main theme. I had fun. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, subscribe for more videos, more content, more of my take, and more conspiracy theories. Thanks for watching. I'll see.